Alright. All I can do is hope and pray. I think I know what the problem was. Oh my god, dude. Never fails to be a glitch. And thanks, man. Seems to be smooth now. Alright. Now, my paint's probably dry after all that happened. I seem to be experiencing way less lag, so let's keep going. So I'm gonna make a dark blue gray. With a lot more ultramarine in it. It's gonna be a bit light at first, but that's fine. Still too saturated anyway. Way too saturated. You can paint this but can't hit 1600 on the Spiral Hunter. Come on, bro. Bro, I swear I could do it. I just need a teammate, man. Well, it's safe to say I've been painting longer than I've been playing Arena. Or I should say, at least taking Arena seriously, right? Yeah. It's a nice dark blue gray. You'll have to give up on painting for Arena, man. I'm sorry. I know. Those guys that are pro probably put so many hours into being so good. I mean, like, I know I could go on there and make all the macros right now and redesign my whole hut keybind system, whatever, but just some tones of blue in here. Well, that was very blue, wasn't it? Hi again, the power went out and my VPN doesn't work now, so I couldn't go to YouTube. Oh, it's alright. Twitch is just as good. Trying to grow on both of those, so thanks. Either one. I'm sorry about my glitch, having to restart the stream. That was annoying. But ain't the first time it happened. There's really no way around of drawing all these grass pieces. So these blades are in the shadow, but this one's sitting out in the sunlight. So this one's gonna go all the way up to like this green. Keep my spray bottle going. So what's the YouTube version of Sending You Stars? That's a good question. It's called Super Chat, and I'm not sure if they let me do that before 1,000 subscribers. You know what? 1 second. Yep. So basically, I need 1,000 subscribers before I can do Super Chat on YouTube. Got a little ways to go. Facebook Stars is still enabled. But I'm willing to take the hit to get y'all over here on YouTube for now. Sorry everybody for my question. No, you're fine. Now we know. I'm grabbing some blue, bringing it over here to the dark green color I was using. You know, I have another brush that I've been meaning to test out. I think it'll be better for this. It has a, I forgot I got all these brand new brushes. Why am I using the old one? But I still have an older one that's new because I haven't used it yet. And here it is. So I'll save the new one for now. Alright. So it has like a super long bristle on it. Oh yeah, that's definitely the grass brush. Officially called the grass brush. One at a time, we make the grass. This is the foreground. Foreground isn't as fast as the background normally. Oh yeah, this is the grass brush, guys. All day. So Stephanie, you said you used the ancient knowledge of color weaving to pick themes in your house today, huh? It's awesome. Brush is actually pretty nice. Need to make a bit more green. This is like the warm, sunny highlight. Kind of just experimenting with it and seeing what it looks like. Awesome, we got people watching on all 3 platforms. Sick. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Gotta stay with some of these dark greens here. And I think, honestly, I need to add more yellow here. Make it more sap green. What's cool is this color is never stuck. You can always bring it back to where it was, as long as you have the paint for it. And I just need more black. This is the definition of the masterpiece. Sup, brother? What's up, dude? Oh, sure, brother. I thought you said sup, brother. Good to see you here, man. The guy who just hopped in Facebook chat, that's the rightful owner of this painting here. It's who it'll be getting sent to. The legendary Michael Hades. Plays amazing guitar, makes amazing food. It's an amazing person. Alright. Take some of this black. Hey, tell Gretchen I said what's up, by the way. Gretchen says we miss you. I miss you guys too. Come take a road trip down and sit around the fire and drink beers or something. I haven't been able to visit for a while. What a crazy adventure that was, huh, guys? Billy Lord. The Saga of Tennessee. New York gigs. It's funny, I remember meeting you guys before actually, like, knowing you and filming you that night. That's funny. I forgot about that for a second. It's like I met y'all and then I met y'all again. We want you to hand deliver the painting. Yeah. I want to walk with it like this, like it's a pie. I'm gonna ride a bicycle, and I'm gonna hold the handlebar with one hand, and the other hand I'm gonna hold it like a pie. And I'm gonna pull in your driveway like that. So I'm gonna mix a little paint here. I'm gonna take this yellow ochre. I'm gonna put more yellow in it. Way more yellow in it. Make it more mustard. Spicy mustard. It was Thousand Island sauce, now it's spicy mustard. Hey, little friend, what's going on? Thanks for hopping in. I hope you're having a good Thursday. Good old Thursday night. I wish I could hand deliver the painting, man, and come say hi, but I'm afraid it's not gonna happen. I think I'm gonna have the mailman hand deliver it for me. I decided to buy things to make mudslides. Nice. Pajamas and mudslides and relaxing and incense and candles. I don't know, that's what I'm picturing. Nice. Hell yeah. And Overwatch, yes. And kitty pets too. What's his name again? What's your cat's name? I forgot. You told me. Can't remember. All the kitty pets, yes. The kitty must be pet. I already have black. Okay. Podrick. Nice. That's a good cat name. You're getting a new kitty. Oh man. I'm so jealous. I want a new kitty. That's awesome. Congratulations. Not sure on names yet. Is it a girl or a guy cat? Guy cat. grabbing more white. Definitely dulled it out a bunch. Oh, it's a Garfield cat? Nice. Yay, Twitch friends. My iPhone dropped. My music stopped too. It's a good dead grass color. I'll try it. Not sure. Such a lazy robot. Doesn't. I wish I could give like. I wish I could like enter in a bunch of like different answers for it, you know? Like if I just thought of a funny one, I could just enter it into a big data bank of like 8-ball answers. I can't wait to have more fun with that stuff when I get 50 followers. I'm excited. I've gained a lot this week. I've been trying to get people from Facebook and rally the troops and get them over. I don't mean to be so pushy about it. I don't mean to seem that way, but I don't know how else to do it, you know? Besides just be like, hey, go over there. So it's way lighter than it looked on my palette. So I realized I need to make a palette and like a pro palette. I've never had one. So basically, it's a lot of them say, like a lot of the masters say that it's bad to have a white palette and it's better to have a light gray one because you see the colors better. And also to have a glass palette is the key. It's really easy to clean, and basically, so I just need to find like a junked piece of glass and like cut it perfectly square, and then like put a fancy board around it or something, and save myself a whole buttload of money and just make a cool palette. Yeah, that would be really cool. You might be able to do that, yeah. I checked in the commands. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think you're being pushy. I feel like you're in the argument. Well, that's good to know. That's good to hear another perspective on that. Because I feel like we live in the days of like, you know, like everyone's trying to make a YouTube channel and everyone's like and subscribe and follow and like and subscribe and, you know, like, I feel like everyone gets asked 1,000 times a day to like and subscribe and follow to like some other page, some other business. It's like I fight that shyness of it, you know, because I myself get annoyed with ads and stuff. It's not like annoyed, like it like ruins my day or anything. It's just like, you know, just like trying to read like an article and then you like go to another webpage on accident because like all these ads are popping up and stuff, and I don't want to contribute to that too much. Trying to invent smooth ways to get people over there and make it easy for them with one click, but it's interesting because all the platforms are competing with each other for users, so it's like, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, I need to get more blue. No, you know what? Maybe I just need to get more yellow ochre. So I have another. Oops. Where did that go? Oh, here we go. So I have another paint set here, and it has all like in between fancy colors for when like you just need to like get there quick. Personally, I've actually liked mixing them more because you can you can adjust warm and cool easier than like having just like yellow ochre, like a perfect yellow ochre, which is like a perfect, you know, mix of orange and black. And like I like to kind of like mix the paint slowly and find my way to yellow ochre. I don't know what that emoji is for. I did the thing where I was scatterbrained and talking, and I can't remember what it was to what I said. So Overwatch, huh? No more Valheim? The new paint. Ah, yes. I am that forgetful sometimes. Oh well. So my favorite is Liquitex right now. It's just super thick, and it's called Liquitex Heavy Body, and it like imitates the thickness of oil, so it's like toothpaste, you know. And the pigments are just super rich and super nice. And these are a bit cheaper and low grade, and they still are okay. They don't like cover as nicely. Like I had some issues over here. But yeah, Liquitex really nice. Golden's nice too. There's a couple names, and they all have like 3 grades each, you know. Like beginners, they usually like call it beginner, and then the medium level will be called student, and then the third level usually called like professional or advanced or something. Steve and I will buy you a glass artist palette text later. No, you guys don't have to do that. Come on. You guys are incredible. You're so sweet. You guys buy all my paintings and send me stars and tune into all my live streams. Like, you don't have to buy me a glass palette. You're so kind, guys. You guys are so kind. You really don't have to do that. Ooh, I love Golden. Oh, so you use that brand. Nice. Sorry, guys. I know I'm not doing a lot of painting. I'm just mixing some colors here. Here we go. Immediately apparent how much faster digital painting is, huh? Or you can just pick it. Those color studies. So I kind of want this grass to I'm gonna get a bigger brush. See if I can fake grouping up the bottom here a little bit. We want to. You're so talented, an artist. All support and an artist all need support. Believe me, I know. Yeah, you're an artist. You get it. You guys are so kind, man. I only have a few tubes from Golden. They're very beautiful, shiny copper I use in every painting. Oh, like. I don't know if it's like metallic and shiny, but like this right here kind of color, like They call this one bronze yellow. And Liquitex is weird about it. It's like they send you the important colors. They don't send you like crazy amounts like the other sets. I believe it's a set of 12 hues they give you. A little blob happened, huh? I've honestly never tried golden once. But I know you're a good artist, so I take your word for it. Little Fern, everybody here in the Twitch chat, is an extremely awesome artist and also a gamer, and you should all go follow her channel as well. She does really, really good like anime style art, anime characters, from what I've seen. I'm not saying that's all you do. That's just, I often see that. The Bob Ross emoji, yes. I need to like, makes you want to make my like alert notification animations like Bob Ross stuff. Just having him like smacking the easel with the brush. You know what I'm talking about? How he always used to do that. And he'd like always find it funny. I did love Bob Ross. The other thing you don't have to worry about in digital painting is dipping your brush. I almost did the classic pull your phone off the table. This brush, there's something really nice about the really long handle. It's like you wouldn't think you'd have a lot of stability like holding something at the end like this, but there's something nice about like the paint strokes that I can get with it. Well, it's all good. You give me shout outs all the time. And plus, you're a good artist, so you deserve it. In a giant sea of amazing artists, we need all the shout outs we can get, right? So much competition. At least when you're going into the industry, you know, there's not any competition when you're just having fun with it. Take this dark blue. Get some dark blue undertones in here. Sure is how there's a lot of artists on Twitch. Yeah, I'm glad Twitch like supports them. You know, allows them to have a platform. Little Farron equals follow. Nice. Yes. Thanks for doing that. So I'm just trying to like make it so this grass kind of gets shorter and shorter until like fizzles out right here about. And then I want to have another one of these like dandelion plant things right here. They're not dandelions, but I don't know. Just little flowers. These like these ones. These flowers placed about. Gonna have to grab way more of this yellow. The yellow of lemons. Supposedly it's the non-toxic yellow. You're awesome, hug me. So yellow mixed with a blue-green makes sap green. Yeah, wow, the pigments are so much stronger on the Liquitex. It's like night and day. It's a bit bright for down there. So I'm just remaking some of that darker blue green I had. Undersaturated, of course. So apparently, I tried something today on YouTube. I can do polls, apparently. So I did a poll for like what my next color study should be, and basically you guys can like enter in an answer. And I gave like 4 or 5 options, but I pressed post, and then it like disappeared into the abyss, and I didn't know where to find it or like the status of it or if anyone saw it, or maybe it just didn't work. I don't know. So something I've learned in my last couple of color studies too, for you artists out there, is that to be careful with white, particularly when you're desaturating your colors. It, for some reason, desaturates way faster than black does. So like, you think you'll just be like lightening a color, but you'll also be really graying it with white too, like super quick, like much more than black, because black is made up of primary colors mixed perfectly together in an even ratio, but white is just a pure form of nothingness. And basically it just desaturates like crazy. So like what I've done to counter that is every time I add white, I also add a little bit of the base color of the hue that I'm working with, or whatever color I'm brightening with the white, I'll add more of that with it, and it kind of like keeps those two bars at bay. The bars as in like the tint versus like saturation. If you're picturing like the color wheel. So like I added white into that green, and it like grayed it out like insane. So now I gotta get more blue back. And yellow. I just got reminded of that, honestly. YouTube absorbed it. I was just dealing with that in my last piece. Oh yeah? I put way too much white as a light. Yep. Gotta be careful with white. Same thing with black. Black's very strong too, but I noticed the color will stay a bit more with black. So if you want like a dark gray color, you have to add black and white and kind of find your way there. It was digital, so it was easier to fix. Yep. Let me tell you, I've been practicing on the digital pad the last couple days, and yep, definitely know it when it's gone. It's like I'm like reaching over for my Control Z, you know? It's like, no. Can't redo that blade of grass again. Gotta just hopefully add a better blade of grass over on top of it. Well, I'm glad I narrowed it down to what the lagging problem was. I need to go back to... Actually, one second. I think I can stay on this brush a bit longer. Basically, I just want all this dirt covered here on the bottom, so I'm just trying to fill that in. Adding some overlap here. When you're in the super crazy foreground like this, you can get really dark. You know, you can go as saturated as you want, pretty much. Well, not like neon, you know, if you're trying to do realistic, but I mean, one of the most intriguing observations that I had for myself yesterday while I was doing the color study was that I dragged my... So like for those of you that are familiar with like digital or aren't familiar with digital programs and how they lay out the color wheel, if you picture the color wheel, which is a circle which has all the colors of the rainbow on it, and it goes, you know, from the reds to the yellows to the blues to the whatever, and in the center of that it has a square where you can add black and white to it, and I tried to find a 100%, at least like an 80% saturated color in that photograph, and I could not. Hey, thank you so much for the host. I appreciate that. Thank you. But it finally pops up now. Yay. But basically, I could not find one color that was saturated in that photograph beyond like 60%. Tops, like 62%. There was not one color in that landscape. And that's just astonishing to me, because I would always think, at least, you know, I'm sure there's a couple scenarios with like a super vibrant red flower in the foreground for your subject and there's a ton of light on it or something, like then it would be like an 80% saturated red, but nope. We mostly see in gray tones in reality. It's pretty crazy. Well, I'm going to head to bed now. Have a great stream. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you so much. Glad we got Hug Me over there on your channel, too. Enjoy, Oh, no, you said you're going to bed. But I guess you're done playing Overwatch. Take care. So these blades of grass are in the back, not getting hit by any sunlight. And this part of the scene is kind of like drawing human hair. It just takes a while. It's very anticlimactic, and just watch me work on the same 5 inches of the painting for 4 hours. I think in like the first stream, like this half of the painting was done in the background. First 2 streams. Now we're on part 9. And I think part 9, like part 3 to 9 has been here, pretty much. This river and this shore took quite a bit, but I have learned so much about colors watching you. Yeah, it's cool to know. I mean, I am currently learning so much about colors as we go here. I've it's been an active. I've been putting myself through class with it. So I'm happy to pass along anything that I figured out. Figuring it out as I go. So I'm just mixing up here slightly into a slightly brighter version of what I was just using. I lied, it's actually darker. That's fine. I'll roll with it because I want to add a couple more here. Just kind of one that's like thoughts. I'm thinking them differently now, if that makes sense. It does. I mean, it makes sense as much as I can relate, at least, because I thought of them completely wrong. Like, it was funny, I had a moment last night where I was, like, going through all my old artworks and checking them out, and, like, every single painting up until I realized, like since... So basically, if you go on my Instagram, there's this, like, little sketch that's, like, half done, and, like, the caption is, like, I got home after a color study and I had to draw. Like, since that day, I've just been, like, totally thinking about it different. And, like, every painting I look at in the past, I'm just like, like my background colors are so saturated, like, everything's just, like, so in your face, yelling at you. And, like, it's why, like, my paintings, like, lacked depth. And they're cool, and, like, they had their own style, and, like, I don't take them back. And I love every painting I've done, but I'm just, like, you know, it's just like anything. You progress, and then you look back on your old work, and it's like, ugh, you know. So I'm adding the mid-tone now to the grass that I added here. And also mid-tone grass blades. Yes, it's so cool and eye-opening. Yes, it's the secret. Like, two giant secrets to art and nature is, like, the gray, the key to grays, and then the fact that there's always 2 light sources. Unless you make it so there isn't. But even then, there'll still always kind of be 2 light sources because of the way light works. I'm sure you could do some scientific controlled room where the walls absorb 99% and floors absorb like 99.9% of light or something, but like what I've been trying to practice recently is my core shadows, and basically I kind of have that going on these poles right here is the best example, but basically there's a lighter shadow and a darker shadow, and then your light source on all objects. And basically the darker shadow is like your actual shadow, and then the lighter shadow is the secondary light source, which is just reflective light or ambient light or diffuse light. There's a lot of different names for it, but when keeping the reflective light in mind, and when you know how to like color it properly, which I don't yet. I mean, I know how in my head and how to get there, and that's what I'm working on now. But like the grays and the 2 sources of light, ooh man, shit changed me. That was like the equivalent of like learning the musical modes to me. Like, and so I made this mistake last time. I actually learned this on last night's color studies, where I made my green highlights too green in hue. They need to be more yellow. And grayed the hell out. Let me grab a smaller mixing brush here. Just gonna grab a glob of yellow and mix it like right about here. Grab the rest of it. Still not yellow enough. Use cadmium yellow. This is the toxic yellow. They say don't get it on your hands. I already have for like multiple years before I found that out, so I'm just glad I'm still alive. They just say you can't ingest it, like don't get it inside you. Like don't eat with it on your hands, wash your hands first, kind of thing. And also too, the other thing I heard with it is that like it's more dangerous in like glass blowing shops, where they use cadmium yellow because it comes in like a powdered form with glass blowing. But the reason why it's much safer in paint is because it's bonded in a base and an adhesive, so it's kind of just in a paste. It's not really flying around in the air, so you're not really breathing it. But yeah. I want to bring this hue kind of like almost out of green. And then grab a little bit of white. Be careful with it. And just slowly desaturate this a little. I'll add a little black with it too. Getting there. Maybe a touch of this green. something like that. I don't know if that's the right one, but let's try it. And this brush is cool. It's nice for like the blades of grass, but it's not as nice for when you need it to be like firmer to do small detail stuff. So noted. I try to reduce the amount of brushes I use because I just like to keep it simple. I feel like you can get a lot of different textures from one brush. Basically a bunch of different round brushes and a couple of flat brushes is all I really use. I have yet to use a fan brush, but I was watching a video earlier today where I was like, okay, if I find myself painting that, I'll take out the fan brush. So this is supposed to be the super sunlighty color. We really want this to pop. I don't want to be shy here, but I don't want to also overdo it. I'm gonna take some mixtures off to the side here. I have a couple different versions of this color. Like anytime I make color and paint, I try to make 3 versions of it. I just find to make it makes it a little bit more realistic. I'll mix it into like this more blue-green a little bit. Get some of that in there. And we'll roll with that. I want to keep it bright though. I don't want it to go too dull. I was using the wrong brush there, so just switching quick. There we go, that tone kind of helps it chill out a bit. I don't want to go too cool though. It's almost like I'm gonna take a touch of crimson red, like the tiniest. Like, I'm not even gonna squeeze any out, tiny, and add it to this yellow. I don't want to destroy the green too much. That was probably too much. And so if this sunlight's hitting here, then it's definitely tapping some grass blades here. I went a tad overboard here, so I'm going to come back with just darker green. So I have two greens right here. One's like more sappy, one's more yellow. I'm just gonna see how those play out. I'll probably do the sappy one first. So that's what this is. This one's not making sense here. I just had to carry it up behind the fence. You can tweak these foreground details forever. I mean, there is a point, but in which it goes too far. But this is the funnest part of a painting to me. Guess I'll give that one a friend. It looks a little awkward by itself. Scout of the Woods, hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. Been working on this one for about 9 streams now, so that's the fun part, detail part. I like how it's like the sun's just hitting over the top of the railing, hitting those blades. I'm trying to keep pulling that off there. I think this will hit right there. Whoa, how long does each stream usually last? Depends, but they're usually like 3 to 4 hours each. Some have gone 5. I think I cut it off at 6, only because Facebook doesn't allow me to go longer than 6 hours. I usually get a bit burnt out about it then anyway, when it comes to painting stream. But 5-hour average, 4 or 5 hours. That's what makes your art unique. The detail is crazy and it's cool. That's your favorite part. It really is my favorite part. Although I've gained a much deeper appreciation for the big aspects and I'm trying to improve there as well, but yes. Detail will still always be my favorite part. That's hardcore. Definitely like the answering the comments aspect and keeping up with the technology on the side, and it makes it a bit more tiring, bit more draining than like as if I was just painting alone, as in no cameras on me. But I have a lot of fun, so it goes by pretty fast. I definitely have my days, you know, where like I'm a bit more tired, a bit more low energy, and I have to kind of push through it a little bit more. But yeah, I stream every Monday, Tuesday, or sorry, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday. Yeah, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yes, those are the stream days. And Tuesday sometimes. When you look on my stream schedule, Tuesday says tentative. 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 Why can't I say that word right now? So this plant's like behind this thing of grass, so it's getting hit by the light. But I am gonna get some of this blue and make it dark and murky here. Touch of white. Drag more green. Way too blue. Way too blue. Where's my black? Yeah, I suppose when you're painting alone, you can be in the zone. Must be hard to juggle with... Yeah, exactly. Yep. Are you using oils? Nope, these are acrylics. I chose to go acrylic because I just didn't want to deal with the harsh chemicals of oil and I ended up just like picking acrylics first and getting used to how fast they dry and stuff. And I'm also a house painter as well, for like making money on the side, so I'm used to working with a lot of latex there as well. But I think I've never actually painted with oil, and they all say it's great, so like I think eventually I'll buy myself a set, but because supplies are so expensive and oil comes with its entire new set of colors and chemicals and brushes, and it's like now that I'm all set up for acrylic, it's like, do I want to spend, you know, $200 just to try oil? Eventually, yes. But it's acrylic. I'm still waiting for your reply. Sorry. Where is it? Oh man, I just got lost in the comments up top there. Good night. Have a good streaming time. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you hug me. I hope you saw that. I know I took so long to answer that. My bad. My apologies. I hope tomorrow is better for you. I know you said you had a bad day. I hope Friday brings peace and joy. Yeah, I feel you. I go with the gouache because I can't handle acrylic, but I really want to try oils. It's such a big investment. And if you don't like it, then you're like, oh no, yes. Oh, you nailed it. Exactly. And that's awesome you try gouache. I've recently gotten into going into outside more, doing color studies with, and because since acrylic, it's like it dries so fast and it's hard to kind of backpack the supplies around for acrylic, I've picked up a set of watercolors, and one of my favorite artists ever online right now, Marco Bucci, is amazing. You should go check him out. I've learned so many amazing things from him. But anyway, he uses gouache with watercolor to increase the opacity. So like when you're in the foreground and like the watercolor isn't covering quite enough, you can add a little bit of white gouache to it and it'll like make the paint a little thicker. And I've just really liked the gouache relationship with the watercolor and how it's like chalky, and I still am so new to gouache. It's like, and gouache is freaking expensive too. Holy crap. Like good gouache. I bought a set of like 5 primary colors or something, and it was like $60. I was like, whew. Michael's is a dangerous place, art supply store. Let me tell you, or just art supply anything. So you say you use gouache. Can I find is there a place I can find your artwork? Do you stream on Twitch too? Are you an art streamer or a streamer in general? Man, white is so strong. White's stronger than black in the sense that it desaturates. It's crazy. I bought a $60 Tiny Tube of watercolor. It's so good. Yes. The quality shit, you can't go wrong. It's just the pigments are just so nice. So bright. It's just... I've had the chance to compare the two. Like at first I bought wicked crappy paint. And I wish I didn't. I wish I got the good stuff and spent the money on that instead. But I'm glad I like spent a lot of time on crappy paint, like getting better with it before I bought more expensive paint. Because you do waste a lot of paint trying to mix colors, for sure. I don't stream. I don't have good internet, haha. But I used to post on Instagram. You used to. Yeah, the good stuff makes a huge difference. Yes. Well, heck, put your what's your Instagram? Can I follow? Follow right now. Follow live. I got it up right now. I'll wait. Just haven't had the time, sadly. Oh, but it's saying name in here. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for helping with my stream. I appreciate you. Want to help the sharing go around. Let's see. Scout of the Woods. That's a cool username. Does it say drawer? Like, camera's not focusing on it. Gonna get posting for fellow Kiwis only. Is that you? Awesome. I already love what I see. It's alright. I won't show it on camera if you want me to, but I'm looking at it. I love it. I love the girl. I love the green theme. The greens are really, really nice. How to wash your face with the scent of the woods. I love it. Oh man, you have such a cool style. You gotta upload more. You really have a really recognizable style. Ooh. I like the brushwork you did on the pot, the texture. The one with the girl that's sitting in the pot. This one? Show it real quick. That's my favorite that I saw so far. Oh, then the sleepy pink one. Okay, these are good. I'm gonna have to look at these later. I already love your art. You're really, really, really talented. That's great. really good use of color. A master artist? Hey, no. Someday, I hope. I hope that I could be someday. I'm working on it. I want to try characters like that. I shy away from characters. That's my weakness, like humans and characters and animals and things like that. So it's definitely an untouched frontier for me. That when I see that done well, I'm just like, oh, I admire it so much. It's so challenging to do good characters. There's something very organic about nature, which makes it, in its own sense, easier to draw. But characters and humans, they have very distinct and recognizable structure to them, and when it's not nailed, something is just off. Oh yeah, my weakness is landscapes, but I love to get better. I feel like they're totally different skill sets. It's so funny. It's like, it's not this. You know, it's not the first time I've like had this conversation with someone where like they're a super good manga like anime artist or like character artist, and then like they see like how I do landscapes, and they're like, oh, like I wish I could be better at landscapes, but I'm always like, oh, like I wish I could be better at like characters. You know. I'm just gonna have to put the hours in. I've tried many times. Like it's not like I haven't touched it. Like throughout my life, I've taken good stabs at it, like again and again and again and again. But I'll always end up like falling back into drawing weapons and buildings and stuff like that. Like my all-time favorite kind of art to do is like super vast, crazy, awesome looking concept art. Landscapes like for video games and stuff, for like RPGs and just movies or like cinematic scenes that are just crazy epic. So that's where like my inspiration first came from. So I've always been striving towards that. But like I've always wanted to just be able to throw that like mage in there with like the fireball, you know, like just like ah. But like it's like I just can't get the mage to look right, you know. So but I will. It's definitely, you can do it. I can do it. You're right. I just gotta put the time in. I will. I'll put the time in. It's gonna happen. One of these live streams, you'll see me working on that. I started as like an internet fandom artist. Nice, nice. Heck yeah. Yeah, that art, that kind of art, it just hits me right here, you know. It's just and up here in the imagination. If my imagination had a heart, it hits me in my imagination's heart. Put it that way. So I don't want to overdo it here with the shiny the sun on the grass. It's just gonna hit him on the tips here. I actually overdid it on a grass blade right here, and it needs to go back to normal. There we go. Oh. Yeah. Did you study painting at all, or are you self-taught? Particularly the medium of painting, I'm self-taught. I didn't go to school for art. I mean, I took like as many art classes as I could in high school, but after that it was all, you know, it's not really self-taught because I use a lot of YouTube. I find any resource I can. Books, like, I remember when I was a lot younger and the internet wasn't as good, I'd be in Barnes and Noble and bookstores all the time finding like drawing books and how to draw cartoons, how to draw characters, and just like anything I can get my hands on, really. Uh, but yeah, I didn't go to like college for it. So in like that sense, I'm self-taught. But painting, but most of my life, so I started drawing when I was like 3. I couldn't really draw until I was like, you know, in my teenage years, like, but basically I didn't start painting till like, let's see, I haven't started painting acrylic to probably like 4 years ago, but I always did pencil. I was super addicted to like graphite drawing and pen and ink, and so I just was foundation when it comes to like perspective and shading and value and stuff like that. So like color and painting and color mixing, like that's like my new frontier right now. That's like something that I've been really racking my brain on and really trying to improve. But a lot of the masters I've been studying right now have been saying like, you know, color is just expression on top of a really well done drawing. So it's like, if you can master good, I mean, the color is gonna like make sense on top of that either way, you know. Yeah, so I've been working at my understanding of darks and lights and reflective light and bounce light and stuff for as long as I can freaking remember, but painting and color is new to me. Digital drawing, however, though, I discovered at a very early point, probably like 2008, I discovered digital drawing. And so that was like my first experience of like painting and color, and I think that was like when I really started getting into color was when I discovered digital drawing. And then one day I was like, huh, you know, I never tried painting, let me try it. And I tried it, and I literally like instantly fell in love with it. Like I couldn't stop ever since then. Yeah, it makes lots of sense. It's lots of fun about. Yeah, I feel like it's never gonna end. Like, I want to work. There's like so many things I want to work on for like I'm just gonna keep going, get through as much of it as I can. Like, so many things, like architecture design, like so many things, like character design, and like right now I'm on my color phase right now. I want to like master my color, and then I want to go into like the final boss fights of drawing. You know, like human anatomy and stuff like that, like animal anatomy. There's still some final frontiers I gotta do in perspective drawing, 5-point, 4-point, and 3-point perspective and stuff, and some things I want to study over there. But it's never ending. Like I don't want it to end, you know. I just think I'm always aspiring. Like I feel like I'm always in student mode when I'm drawing. Like I just want to get the best I can before I die, you know. That's the goal, I guess. I don't really have like a level I'm aspiring for. I mean, I do have like an image in my head of like how I want something to look, and I want freedom of being able to get that out of my head onto the canvas, and that's basically the ultimate goal. But yeah, it just goes forever. It never ends. You just study how like line drawing, like the nature of lines, you know, and how to draw good lines, and hand technique, and how to hold your pencil. Like it just goes on and on and on. I think one of the most interesting theories I ever come across is, I forget the guy's name, but on YouTube if you type in drawing with force, it's called. It was one of the most like eye-opening things for me in drawing. And he explains it way better than I do, so I'll just leave it to him. But it's called Drawing with Force. And he has like 3, 4, or 5 videos that kind of give you the gist, but then you have to kind of like purchase his like in-depth course to get the rest of it. But really interesting stuff. It's all about drawing with gravity, and how when you're drawing things that look organic, the way you give them life is making sure that there's gravity in all the lines, and just the way he explains it just makes so much sense. And it's just like, oh, it's like, you know, it's like immediately I applied it to my trees. It helped my trees look much more realistic and alive. And basically, what happens is, it's when you draw things, it's very easy to make them look stiff and lifeless. And basically, it's about adding sag and the effects of gravity and force onto things. And it's just when he explains it and you get what he means, and you start looking around in life, you see it everywhere. It's like it made so much sense to me. It was like I heard it at a time that I needed to hear it. You know how that works. You know, when you're trying to get good at something and it just clicks at the right time. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, imagine how amazing I'll be when I'm 50. Yeah, exactly. Just don't die, right? Just like stay alive and keep drawing. And eventually you get there. No plane crashes or car accidents. Yeah, definitely check it out. He has some very interesting stuff to say about your lines and how to draw them and how to practice them. You know, drawing with your arm versus your wrist and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no plane crashes. So I actually have to get out the red here in a minute to mix flowers for these things. I gotta be careful. I keep resting my palm over this and I gotta stop. Hey, thank you so much, Scout. Thank you so much for the follow. You're the best. I appreciate you so much. It's been fun hanging. One step closer to affiliate. To a Twitch affiliate. And then I can get bits and give you guys all fancy emojis to use in chat and stuff, and then it makes it more fun. So my grass is too perfect. Like this, I have to like make another species of grass or something to like mix in there. Probably a couple spots of light finding their way. This looks too spiky or something. Let's get a darker green. See, this is what I would call something not having enough force in it. It's not sustaining the effects of gravity, so it looks a little lifeless. Just a little bit of. Good luck, man. Thank you. Good luck to you, too. I hope to see some more drawings pop up on Instagram. I'll be looking out for them. Oh, another good thing I learned, too, about line drawing. If you're still here, I'll say it anyway, in case you didn't leave. To make all your shapes with only straight lines, S-curves, or C-curves. If you can break everything down into nature in your composition into straight lines, S-curves, and C-curves, everything will look super intentional. and super. Yeah, just everything looks super intentional. I'll just leave it there. That was another one of those things I heard that was like, oh. So basically, like, the whole idea behind it is, like, it's easy to, like, be really sketchy about things, right? It's like you can like, sketch out a drawing and, like, kind of just keep it sketchy and keep sketching and sketching until it kind of becomes what you want, but then, like, ultimately you never, like, clean up the things that were important. And basically all that means is, like, all it's saying is that basically, like, a well-done drawing will have its main pieces drawn with straight lines, S curves, and C curves placed in such a way that, you know, and when you see the extent of S curves, C curves, and straight lines, it's infinite, you know, how those are combined. I mean, that's all of nature. Everything is an S curve, a C curve, and a straight curve, basically. But the more intentional you can be, and the more information that you can squeeze out of a simple line, it's like everything just looks better. I don't know why. It's magic, but it's just one of those tips that were just like, makes so much sense, you know. Yeah, I get super scribbly too. It's like, it's my style. It's one of my styles of drawing, and so it's totally like, I've been learning to control that. Like, that's been one of my weaknesses, and like I'm seeing the results, and it's like, whoa, yeah. I mean, it's good to be scribbly because it's really good to like use gesture to figure things out, right? But I often, like, I'll get lazy and I won't like clean up those shapes. But like, now that I spend the time to and think about it, man, it makes a difference. Huge difference. And I'm relaying all this from just people I follow and study, you know, my own revelations. It's fun, too, to get scrawls and scratches, but yeah, it's like you can hide behind doodly lines for sure. Oh yeah, no doubt, yeah. It's easy to hide behind doodly lines and the former thing you said, like. And the thing is, too, this beautifully done, like, I think sketchy art too, and like I think that's a style in itself. I think when we're talking, I guess if I'm talking specifically to like going straight for like a super rendered final painting, right? It's like if you start from like gesture and you want to bring it all the way to like a super final rendered painting. It's like that process there is like something like I could never, like, I always hit that ceiling. I get to like almost rendered, I'd be like, what, like, why is it still like messy? And like, it's just something I couldn't put my finger on it. And like the telltale test. Here's another thing. It's just like another thing I've learned. I've learned so much in the past couple of weeks. I've just been like digesting it all. But if you zoom out from your painting really tiny and you can still understand everything in it, you know you've done a good job. But if you zoom out from your drawing and it looks kind of all the same and it's all like everything's kind of jumbled, and then you know that like there's something off with the way it's set up and the way your shapes are, or the, you know. But that's a telltale sign. I'll always zoom out to a small thumbnail size, like a YouTube thumbnail size of my painting, and if I can still see all the main aspects, then I know something's going right. That helps me now. It's like stepping back from your painting, but like in an extreme way. And I just noticed, and so you can test it out, like any really good painting, if you zoom out from it, any masterfully done painting, it retains all its information, like all of the important information. It's amazing. Mind-blowing. Stuff I've found out in the past month, that just like stuff that's helped me. Marco Bucci, he's amazing. Gotta go check him out. He is a pro. He does that super awesome character art too. Anyway, I don't mean to keep you. I know you said you're heading out, or good luck, or... Marco Bucci, Bucci, and literally just watch every single one of his videos from like the first one he's made. They're just like every single one is just like ah. But if you want something good to start on, the best ones he has are the 10 minutes to better painting series. There's 10 episodes and they're 10 minutes long each, and he goes through like all the main aspects, and they're just like guaranteed you'll hear at least one thing you needed to hear if you're an aspiring artist. He's so good, and he just cuts right to the good stuff, you know. Oh, got you. Word. Good luck for that. I'm so scatterbrained when I'm streaming, I forget sometimes what the comments are responding to. It happens to me all the time. Okay, so I'm approaching the overboard highlight point here. I don't want to overdo it. I'm going to leave that grass be for now. I'm going to let that grass sit there. And actually, there's a bit of a glare. You can see it better like that. Anyway. Dude, I'm so glad I popped randomly into your stream. I'm getting excited to find out. I'm so glad you popped randomly in here too, man. I'm so glad that like it puts me in front of random people. Like sometimes it feels like it doesn't. So I'm so glad to meet you. I'm so glad I found your Instagram, and I know what you mean too. It's like every time I see someone else painting, I always get just as inspired, and I want to like immediately sit down and start doing art. It's the same thing happens to me. I totally get it. It's like when I saw your Instagram and your style, I was like, oh, I want to digitally paint now, cause like it's just so fun. I love getting those cool character like what do you call it, like concept art, texture looking pictures from digital art. All those cool brushes. What program do you use? And not to assume you do. I mean, hell, if that's on paper, it's just like, it looks like that. Like, when I saw your art, I was like, man, it looks like that awesome digital style. Why not? I just have so much fun with it. And hey, you can paint right now. That's why I always say in my captions, grab your art supplies and come hang out. Hang out. Paint. But I've gone well over my normal little leg stretch break here. Been having such a good time talking to you. Last couple of years I've been using Procreate on the iPad. I splurged and this thing totally replaced my Wacom tablet. Yeah, I literally just got my paints out. Yes! Heck yeah. You know what? I've been super curious about the iPad Procreate thing. Because people seem to be doing just as quality art on it as Wacom tablet. But my question is, does it have pressure sensitivity like the Wacom tablet? Because that's really important to me. But what I really love about it is how portable that is. I may get one someday for myself too. It seems to work just as good though. I see people make masterful pieces with it. Anyway, the palette I've had working with now pretty much dried. It was just for this main foreground grass here. There are going to be some more blades I add here, some more dandelions. This is thin dirt up against bluff rock, so not many plants grow here. It grows more behind the fence. Gonna add more rocks, more stuff here. Gonna mix some browns and stuff when I come back. But I need a little break. I'm gonna take like a 5-minute break. I have some videos for you to watch, and yeah, don't go anywhere if you want to hang out. Probably gonna be going. I don't know when I'm going till. I'm just gonna go till I'm tired on this one. I've been taking times out of the equation now with streaming. I tried the schedule thing, but I decided I'm just gonna like pick days now. Yes, I literally just got my paints out. Oh, I read that already. Yeah, it does. It's a little slippery, so I'm thinking of getting a cover for the screen. Oof, yeah. I mean, shit. You have balls for bringing it out in the world without any case already. Those things are fancy pieces of equipment. But anyway, stick around. Go refill your drinks, get your popcorn, you know. I'll be back. Hello everybody, Joe here from Planet Jokum. There's 1,500 of you following me on Facebook, and though it just was convenient for me to start out there, YouTube and Twitch grant me more freedom to grow my style of content. I really just want to start pushing my traffic to mainly YouTube and Twitch. I still will be active here on Facebook, but the main channel will be YouTube. If you follow my Facebook page already, go to YouTube and Twitch and follow there instead. It would be so helpful. Everything will be the same, the live streams will be there, same days of the week, as well as single video content. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. All I can do is hope that you see this. Oh, be sure to click the bell so that anytime I go live, you will know. Lastly, for those of you that may not know, I have a website called planetjokum.com. Basically, it has all my prints and originals available for sale. They'll ship right to your door with insurance in case anything gets damaged, and there's 7 different paper options from matte to gloss, as well as printing on canvas. Be sure to go check that out as well if you haven't, and thank you ahead of time. I'll see you on the next live stream. Hello everybody, Jokum here from Planet Jokum. There's 1,500 of you following me on Facebook, and though it just was convenient for me to start out there, YouTube and Twitch grant me more freedom to grow my style of content. I really just want to start pushing my traffic to mainly YouTube and Twitch. I still will be active here on Facebook, but the main channel will be YouTube. If you follow my Facebook page already, go to YouTube and Twitch and follow there instead. It would be so helpful. Everything will be the same, the live streams will be there, same days of the week, as well as single video content. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. All I can do is hope that you see this. Oh, be sure to click the bell so that anytime I go live, you will know. Lastly, for those of you that may not know, I have a website called planetjokum.com. Basically, it has all my prints and originals available for sale. They'll ship right to your door with insurance in case anything gets damaged, and there's 7 different paper options from matte to gloss, as well as printing on canvas. Be sure to go check that out as well if you haven't, and thank you ahead of time. I'll see you on the next live stream. Hello everybody, Jokum here from Planet Jokum. There's 1,500 of you following me on Facebook, and though it just was convenient for me to start out there, YouTube and Twitch grant me more freedom to grow my style of content. I really just want to start pushing my traffic to mainly YouTube and Twitch. I still will be active here on Facebook, but the main channel will be YouTube. If you follow my Facebook page already, go to YouTube and Twitch and follow there instead. It would be so helpful. Everything will be the same, the live streams will be there, same days of the week, as well as single video content. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. All I can do is hope that you see this. Oh, be sure to click the bell so that anytime I go live, you will know. Lastly, for those of you that may not know, I have a website called planetjokum.com. Basically, it has all my prints and originals available for sale. They'll ship right to your door with insurance in case anything gets damaged, and there's 7 different paper options from matte to gloss, as well as printing on canvas. Be sure to go check that out as well if you haven't, and thank you ahead of time. I'll see you on the next live stream. Hello everybody, Jokum here from Planet Jokum. There's 1,500 of you following me on Facebook, and though it just was convenient for me to start out there, YouTube and Twitch grant me more freedom to grow my style of content. I really just want to start pushing my traffic to mainly YouTube and Twitch. I still will be active here on Facebook, but the main channel will be YouTube. If you follow my Facebook page already, go to YouTube and Twitch and follow there instead. It would be so helpful. Everything will be the same, the live streams will be there, same days of the week, as well as single video content. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. All I can do is hope that you see this. Oh, be sure to click the bell so that anytime I go live, you will know. Lastly, for those of you that may not know, I have a website called planetjokum.com. Basically, it has all my prints and originals available for sale. They'll ship right to your door with insurance in case anything gets damaged, and there's 7 different paper options from matte to gloss, as well as printing on canvas. Be sure to go check that out as well if you haven't, and thank you ahead of time. I'll see you on the next live stream. Hello everybody, Jokum here from Planet Jokum. There's 1,500 of you following me on Facebook, and though it just was convenient for me to start out there, YouTube and Twitch grant me more freedom to grow my style of content. I really just want to start pushing my traffic to mainly YouTube and Twitch. I still will be active here on Facebook, but the main channel will be YouTube. If you follow my Facebook page already, go to YouTube and Twitch and follow there instead. It would be so helpful. Everything will be the same, the live streams will be there, same days of the week, as well as single video content. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. All I can do is hope that you see this. Oh, be sure to click the bell so that anytime I go live, you will know. Lastly, for those of you that may not know, I have a website called planetjokum.com. Basically, it has all my prints and originals available for sale. They'll ship right to your door with insurance in case anything gets damaged, and there's 7 different paper options from matte to gloss, as well as printing on canvas. Be sure to go check that out as well if you haven't, and thank you ahead of time. I'll see you on the next live stream. Hello everybody, Jokum here from Planet Jokum. There's 1,500 of you following me on Facebook, and though it just was convenient for me to start out there, YouTube and Twitch grant me more freedom to grow my style of content. I really just want to start pushing my traffic to mainly YouTube and Twitch. I still will be active here on Facebook, but the main channel will be YouTube. If you follow my Facebook page already, go to YouTube and Twitch and follow there instead. It would be so helpful. Everything will be the same, the live streams will be there, same days of the week, as well as single video content. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. All I can do is hope that you see this. Oh, be sure to click the bell so that anytime I go live, you will know. Lastly, for those of you that may not know, I have a website called planetjokum.com. Basically, it has all my prints and originals available for sale. They'll ship right to your door with insurance in case anything gets damaged, and there's 7 different paper options from matte to gloss, as well as printing on canvas. Be sure to go check that out as well if you haven't, and thank you ahead of time. I'll see you on the next live stream. Hello everybody, Jokum here from Planet Jokum. There's 1,500 of you following me on Facebook, and though it just was convenient for me to start out there, YouTube and Twitch grant me more freedom to grow my style of content. I really just want to start pushing my traffic to mainly YouTube and Twitch. I still will be active here on Facebook, but the main channel will be YouTube. Hey. Gonna be back at it for not much longer. Another 10, 15. It was a later stream, so I'm not gonna go as long. So I'm gonna get some of these browns going here. I just kind of want to get, I think some of these blues are still wet. Let me see. They are. So I'm gonna get the black and the white here. Hey, still here, Scout. What's going on? Hello again, indeed. I decided against mixing a whole nother palette. It'll be another can of worms for too long. So I will go with whatever remaining paint allows me to go here. Because working with acrylics, we have a timer. Which, the last couple streams I experimented with breaking that rule, and I've been using this spray bottle. And I've kept my acrylic paint wet for like, I think it was 16 hours. It was like almost a whole day, almost 24 hours. So I started painting, I kept spraying them. The thing is, they do get a bit diluted, but for like what I was doing, they didn't need to be super have like 100% opacity. So I kept spraying them every like 5-10 minutes during painting, and then at the end of the day, I saran wrapped my palette. And I opened it the next day, and they were just as wet they were the day before. Oh, I couldn't believe it. I left right off what I had with the colors I had before, and I didn't have to mix anything. It was awesome. It was a little messy getting it saran wrapped and whatever. Like, there's probably a better palette for that, but I mean, if the big thing about oil is that because it doesn't dry too fast, then there's the fix in my book. Little spray bottle, little mister, and saran wrap overnight, and you can use a palette for 2 days with acrylic. I'd say it wouldn't work as good though with low quality paint. Only with the high quality, like high pigment paint that really stays rich. You know, it's like you can really dilute high quality paint and it'll stay rich for with a lot of thinner in it. Yeah, I've heard that too. You're right. I do varnish my paintings afterwards though. So it's like, I like the entire acrylic painting with a completely clear acrylic coating. And it's actually this really good stuff that I went into the wormhole of research on varnishes. And for acrylic varnishing, there's this stuff that Liquitex makes, the company that I'm using to I'm using their paints right now. It's this clear varnish. It's water-based, so it's nice and non-toxic. And this stuff just goes on absolutely great. Like, it's just so good. One to two coats depending on how glossy you want it. And bam! Need more black. Where are you, black? There you are. I mean, I would hope that solved the cracking problem. I don't think I thinned it out that bad to the point where the paint will crack, but I think that's what varnish is for, right? Because if If it's water-based acrylic varnish, then technically it's drying with that like waterproof, rubbery finish that latex paint that has. Yeah, there's 2 coats on your painting, Steph, that I put. You can't see Steph right now. She's chatting on the YouTube, but she bought. She has 2 of my paintings actually. She has 3 of my paintings. Oh, Stephanie. I love the pink hair, by the way. I saw that post today. Probably. I have super minimal experience with acrylics. So have you worked with oil? Have you worked with oils at all? Scout from the Wood says hi from Twitch to you, Stephanie. Because I can see all the platforms in one chat room. I wish you guys could see that too. Then everyone could hang out. Never. Just watercolors and gouache. Do you seal your watercolors and gouache afterwards? Isn't there like something called like flashlighting or light flashing or something with watercolor where like the light like degrades it or something? Oh yeah, I usually work in sketchbooks, and also I barely ever actually finish pieces, you know. I do know, believe me. I relate. I relate with that. I have a gouache spray varnish, which seals it and stops it from being water soluble. It makes it nice glossy. Awesome, yeah, I was wondering because I'm curious what you use, because I use this, Grumbacher. Yeah, it's like it says it's for pastel, charcoal, and pencil, but I've used it for my watercolors. It seems fine. It's a matte one, so like, it's not glossy, but I do want to find a glossy one. Basically, texture on the ground gets freaking endless in the foreground. Like, can't tell you how long I've spent, how many hours I spent making little rocks and sticks and it's just part of it though. I do enjoy it. It's relaxing. Some people say like, yeah, I don't know how you have the patience, but it's like, I'm not sure I'd want my painting to like go by wicked fast or something, because it's fun just like mixing the paints and all of it. And these are the base tones for some rocks and pebbles and stuff. Maybe there's a big rock here. Screw it. Alright, I've used the fixatives in the past, but they don't work great for gouache. Interesting. So what's the difference between yours and mine? Isn't yours considered a fixative too, though? Because like it's a spray? Or what makes a fixative a fixative? Like I guess I should ask, like, what do they change about the gouache varnish? Do you think they don't work good for gouache because they like gouache is super dry, so it like absorbs it? Because from my observations of working with it, it seems like the parts where I used a lot of gouache, it would take it till like the second coat to like cover that. The texture's looking rad. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Trying to make it look a little more lively over here with the little rock polka dots. Step 1 to drawing rocks. Rock polka dots. You know. Maybe this rock has a little edge to it. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure. Gouache reacts with water super easily. I feel like fixatives I've used don't seal it up enough, but this varnish spray is a lot tougher. Okay. Interesting. I don't know a lot about varnish, so I ask it. I'm learning from you today. Thank you. What would you say? What was it? PBO gouache? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm the worst at pronouncing shit, dude. It's because I think about 3 different ways to say it before I try to say it. So I'm giving more texture to the edge of these rocks here because they were just a bit straight. Good silhouettes is another thing I learned recently. Making sure you have good silhouettes in your contrast points. I don't know how to pronounce it either, really. I'm glad you're on the same team. Oh man. Probably hard to see what I'm even doing at points with this brush, but I'm literally just applying little subtle, the tiniest little texture things here. It's literally like just playing around and just waiting for something to kind of react with something else. I think that's part of painting is you jot things down and then you jot other things down next to it, and then you like do that over and over until things start talking to each other, and once things start talking to each other, then the painting starts painting itself, basically. You just gotta like essentially follow what you've put down already. And I tend to, at least at this stage of my painting adventure of trying to be good at it, like I've been working with what, like I thin out the paint often to layer it very slowly to like the opacity I want, because acrylic is very bright and intense, and it's easy to like strike something very obvious. I find the struggle with acrylic is dulling it down to like finding that, like playing with that fine line of saturated versus non-saturated with acrylic feels a bit more challenging. Like honestly, watercolor is beautiful with that. I love how color mixes with watercolor. I really love how like it's like you can wash the paper, and as long as you get to it before it's while it's still wet, it just all like bleeds and blends so nice. And I think that's the nice thing about the wet medium is how like flowy it is. But then, you know, the double-edged sword to that, right? It is controlling it because it's so runny. So I've been struggling with controlling it. And with watercolor, also like how you have to plan ahead more because it doesn't have as much opacity. So you have to plan your spots of lightness and darkness more. Where with acrylic, you can just be like, oops, I'll just go white over black. It doesn't matter, you know? Currently painting little cottages into hooks and trying to learn from your texturing. Awesome. That's cool to know. It's cool to know that you're just hanging out painting with me. It makes me feel bad that I gotta go soon. It's all about letting go and maintaining control. Wow, what a sentence. Yeah, that fine razor line in between, right? Yeah. I spent a lot of time on that little cottage, I'm gonna tell you. Do a little close up, because I know the camera doesn't focus properly, so. And the lighting too messes with it, so you definitely you're getting a more accurate representation of the colors in the painting right now. There you go. The camera focused. Little swing there. Don't feel bad, you got me on a roll. Hell yeah, well, I hope you keep painting afterwards. That's awesome. It's inspiring that I inspired you. It's like a inspirational circle. It comes back, you know. Inspires me to keep painting too. My goal, you know, to have everyone chilling and painting and chat. That'd be so fun. There's a way to like. Everyone can take pictures of what they're painting and like put them in the chat and stuff currently, you know, and like talk about it and shit. Your fingertips your best tool too for making things transparent with acrylics. Since they're so bright and thick, it's easy. You get some paint on there and just right away, boom, wipe it off, and then it leaves a little bit behind, because acrylic's really permanent, right? So, but it's like if you get most of it off, it instantly gives you a transparent, nice, soft effect, and I think that's one of the tricks of getting into some soft acrylic shit going on. Soft acrylic shit. Ooh, I love the way you dappled the paint, and from afar it looks exactly like stone. It looks exactly like stone, huh? That's good to know. It's good to know that it doesn't just look like stone to me. Oh my god, you really need a zoom camera. It's so cool to see it close like that. I do want to set up a zoom camera. There are much fancier cameras that when eventually I become a extremely successful artist, that I can buy one, and they're really cool and fancy and wireless, and they're 4K and awesome, and I already know which one I want. But that's gonna be the future camera, and it comes with like a side remote where I can zoom and do it when like it's badass. It's badass. Yeah, so luckily I put that cabin in the mid-ground, and what the mid-ground allows you to do is leave out like 50% of the details, or at least it allows you to leave out like the unimportant ones for the most part. And the farther you go into the background, the less, you know, the less important details are less important, if that made sense. But basically, for some reason, your brain thinks there's all individual stones when there's like just enough signifying them. I had to experiment with it. I went over it about 3 or 4 times before it looked right, to be honest. And I was trying to figure it out. I was looking up other pictures of cottages in like the distance, and I was trying to see like what are my eyes like picking up on, you know? That was challenging. I learned a lot. The color mixing versus this side of the house in the sun and the back side was really hard too. I learned a lot on that part. That soft acrylic shit. It'd be funny to just invent a bunch of super vague painting terms and just like almost not make sense. I find humor in the strangest of places, everybody. I really do. Story of my life. Someday we'll have the ultimate zoom camera, Stephanie. Someday. I wish I could get super fancy with it in some way where it'd like track my hand if I wanted it to. I could like press a button and it would like follow the tip of the paintbrush super close. Come on, that'd be badass, right? Let's figure that out. Let's go right now. Let's figure it out. Me and you, Stephanie. Get on a plane. Business meeting. Knew it. I am gonna call it the second that this rock color dries out on me, guys. I've skipped eating for this stream and it's time. I'm hungry. But I'm having so much fun I can't stop. It's the painting's fault. I'm picking most of my colors, at least right here specifically, cool. So like the rock colors are going to be cool versions of the sky color. It's better to think of it that way. Because that's why. Like that's why they're blue. That's the secondary ambient light source. The sky. Because you have the sun lighting up the earth, right? And those really intense sun rays are piercing through the atmosphere and they're hitting all the objects on one side. But then all those intense sun rays are also spreading out and bouncing everywhere and lighting up all the molecules of the air in the atmosphere and creating the blue you see. But that blue light also reflects straight down in another set of light rays reflecting off of everything in the shadow. So that's why everything that is not in sun becomes the color of the sky in essence. It's not, it's easy to overdo that and make it too much the color of the sky. There's a fine line. And to find those colors, that's where the grays comes in and the desaturating. It's the really subtle gray blues that are those types of shadow colors. And the thing is, like, that's where style comes in. Like, artists can really push, you know, the saturation of their colors in certain spots very masterfully in a way that's like, whoa, it's like, and I've also seen really, really blue shadows in real life too. So like, it just depends on the atmosphere and the environment and how you're trying to, you know, like the thing is like the more color you bring into your ambient light, the more moody your art looks. And the more everything feels affected by everything. Like, you know those really super atmospheric looking drawings? That's when like they're really putting a heavy emphasis on ambient light and not the light source. It's something that I've recently actually realized and understood, I feel like, for the first time in my life. Like, I've always been trying to draw it, and I've got it, and I've hit and missed it in countless artworks, but I feel like for the first time in my life I truly understand it. It's like I'm so excited to just slam through pieces of art because I just want to like practice it, you know. Don't skip eating. I was admiring the gray blues of the mountain in the background. Thanks. Yeah, it's funny. There's actually kind of a little story behind this painting to where like I started painting it and then I had a bunch of huge art revelations in like researching and trying to get better. And like as I've done this painting, like honestly, this chunk here, I understood color so much more than this chunk of the painting, to be completely honest. And like I've actually had to go back and adjust and to fix some things. And before I came back and I fixed the blue of this mountain to be more gray and more dull and lighter. Before it was actually much darker and more blue and more saturated. And yeah, it's just like this painting. I've learned so much on this painting. It's ridiculous. But it's incredible how blue mountains will be in real life. It's just like I've seen it again and again and again on just the right atmospheric day. You know, you can have like super clear days, right? And like the sun is like beaming on the mountains and there's a lot more warmth, and they're not really like if there's like the right kind of overcast like atmospheric thing going on and you're like driving through the mountains, those mountains are straight up blue. Like just straight up blue. Like it's like I have this app on my phone. It's amazing. It's another thing I recently discovered. I'm obsessed with it. Basically, it's a color picker. It's like an augmented reality color picker. So basically, it activates your camera and like anything you're looking at, you can place this little dot and it'll tell you exactly what color it is. And it's been so helpful walking around trying to improve, sitting there and like guessing like, that's a hooker green. And then like going on the app and like seeing how close I am, like it is such an amazing tool. And then you can also, you can take a photograph and then enter that into the app and look at the photograph that way. It also has a color game where it like just gives you random colors and then you gotta like pick the right ones. So it's super awesome. There's all these great tools nowadays and you can improve so quick. I would argue that probably artists in the old days didn't have the ability to improve as fast as people right now can. Just with all the knowledge on YouTube and the tools and technology and digital drawing, forget it. The speed you can learn color with digital drawing tablets is amazing because you don't have to do all this paint mixing. It literally is. Like this painting particularly. Like admitting to myself that like I was worse at painting when this painting started than this part. Like yeah, like that's something that's like you could say is for every painting, but like in a drastic way for this one. It was like, cause I like painted this and then like 4 days went by and I was like, oh my God. And I went on this like color study tangent and then like finally got back to it and then added this. Which I'm glad I got it by the foreground because that's the important stuff, right? It is an amazing feeling. I like, I've always loved art and I've never put it down, but like, it's like, it's been a long time since I've gone through that super exciting, fiery, like, I want to practice like 12 hours a day because I'm discovering new stuff feeling, you know what I mean? So, super pumped about that. Anyway, I'm talking more than painting. It's because my paint's dried. I just haven't said it because this conversation has been so good. Plateauing is hard. It is, yeah. I feel like it's part of it though, It's like you have to push through. You have to push through the plateaus. I feel like the plateaus are like, they're like where it's time to apply it, right? It's like you have all these revelations and then it's time to like sit down and grind, and like sometimes those periods can feel plateauy. Cause like when you're learning skills like fine arts and music and stuff like that, it's like improvement is in such small increments. It's almost like you don't realize it until it's retrospective, right? Like 3 or 4 months, you look at a drawing you did 3 or 4 months ago, and you're just like, holy shit, like. No. Like it dried like naturally, to where like I went to like do another rock and I didn't get any paint on my brush, so and I just started talking, but I didn't say anything. But anyway, that said, it's been amazing hanging out. I'm so glad that you hopped in randomly and that the algorithm was kind enough to toss me in front of you. I'm glad we connected. As well as everyone else in chat, thank you so much for hanging out tonight, and it's been a blast. And I'm really happy to just creep another chunk out here on this painting, and I feel like in a couple streams it's gonna be done. I have some plans to add. I'm gonna add some flying birds in the distance, some wildlife, I think. Just to make it feel like it's breathing. I also wanted to look up a couple of references of kind of like leaves that are blowing in the wind, you know what I mean? Like, I really want to start capturing some motion in my pictures, so if I could figure out how to make this not look so still and have some wind and some leaves blowing and maybe some birds and just some final touches, you know? And then it's done. Then I get to send it off to Mike and varnish it and package it up. And this painting isn't commissioned, by the way. It's already sold the second it's done, but it'll go on my website, planetjokum.com, available for prints in all sizes, as well as on canvas. You could get a canvas size. You could get a canvas print of this size, you know. So it would be like the closest thing to the original as possible. Yes, for sure. Thank you, algorithm. Oops, I hit my head on the camera. I do that. I've gotten better at that. I haven't hit my head on the camera as much lately. But when I first started streaming these paintings, man, it was like every 2 seconds I was hitting my head on the camera. That sounds awesome. I'll definitely be back. Sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you for following, too. And everyone else, I hope you have a great Thursday night, wherever you are on the planet. Thank you for tuning in. And we are now on the 2 days off. I'm no streaming tomorrow or Saturday. Doesn't mean I won't. Or I won't upload any art or anything or any time lapses or anything, but I won't be doing any streaming. But I'll be back on Sunday definitely. It's the next streaming day to finish working on this, hopefully. And yeah, I love you all, and I hope you have a good Thursday night. Take care. And I just pulled my iPhone off the desk with my headphones for a good finish. How's that?